Hello and welcome to episode number 9 of COglorbix. I'm Glorbix, and this episode is more of a how-to video of the new lair in Champions Online, Nemesis Confrontation. This lair is for level 40s only, and you can access it by going into the Unity headquarters, which is located in the Ren Center of Millennium City right by the tailor. This NPC will give you a quest for the lair, which I think is repeatable, but I'm not completely sure considering the lair isn't even a day old yet. This is my second time running Nemesis Confrontation, or NC for short. So I already completed the quest, and it gave 40 Unity merits as a reward, which is a lot compared to the other Unity missions. So then once you've gathered your team, you head down to this portal, and then select Moonbase Serenity, and the leader can queue the team up, and then once the queue pops, you join it, and then you're in this jail cell. Like any other time you're captured and locked in a jail cell in Champions Online, you have to break out, so you keep on knocking on this door, and that big guard guy's like, "Hey, you better stop that, or I'm gonna come in there." But you keep on antagonizing him, and then eventually he's like, "Alright, that's it, I'm coming." The enemies are actually pretty cool in this lair. They're a lot more dark and demented than the rest of the enemy factions in the game, in my opinion. So the guard comes in, starts attacking you, and he's actually pretty tough for handling one-on-one, but nothing most people can't handle. But then you gotta free these captives and open the cells which have more captives inside. And once you have freed all the captives, you have a giant army of them that will follow you around until they're dead. So after that, you head into this room where you'll meet up with the rest of your team, who also had to go through the same breakout sequence as you did. And once you clear out this room, you head into a hallway. Now that you have the rest of your team with you, the enemies are fairly easy and you can take them out pretty fast. Following through that hallway, you come across a room that, as one of the teammates said, looks like it should be a map in Mortal Kombat. On the sides of the room are 4 different hallways, each leading to one of the different nemesis. Each member in the team will have their current nemesis as one of the bosses in the lair. So here's the first nemesis. His name is Dr. Genesis. This is probably the toughest room out of the 4. The nemesis is placed in the center of the room while his minions are wandering around him. On the sides of the room are rows of the gladiators, which were the guards from the beginning. The best way to do this is by having the team stand against the wall while one of the ranged characters pulls the gladiators into them one by one. If you deal any damage to the nemesis or the nemesis minions, the whole room will start attacking you, and that's bad, so watch out for AoEs. By doing this method, we easily got the nemesis down. After they're dead, you head over to the hexagon in the middle and stand on it, and that'll break one of the locks in the door that leads to the main boss. Each time you defeat one of the nemesis, a box will drop, and inside the box is an item, but unfortunately we had round robin on because the need or greed system isn't working yet, so only one person got to see what the item was. As you can see, that's the animation for one of the locks breaking. Now on to the second nemesis, which happens to be mine. His name is Swatzala. This room is simple. Just have the tank go straight for the nemesis and keep him busy while the rest of the team takes out the gladiators and minions. Avoid the ring of fire around the center, which should be kind of obvious. Once the ads are cleared up, have everyone go all-out DPS on the nemesis until he's down. Once again, stand on the hexagon in the middle, and it breaks the next lock. The first time I ran this, after killing my nemesis, he actually dropped a clue for a nemesis mission, which I thought was pretty cool. The third room works just like the first, but it's a lot easier because there aren't any minions wandering to get in your way. So once again, have the team stand against the wall while a ranged character pulls the gladiators one by one. Once you've taken out a few of the gladiators, you can just have the tank go in and start, once again, keeping the nemesis busy while the rest of the team finishes off the rest of the gladiators, and then all-out DPS on the nemesis. The third lock is broken, and 2 more to go. After defeating one of the nemesises, they will also drop a nemesis token. It's only 1, so it isn't much, but it's something. In one of the hallways leading to a nemesis, there will be an alien gladiator that will release a fire patch, and if you stand in that fire, you will be dropped within seconds, so stay out of it as much as possible. Once you've killed him, the fire goes away. This last room is the easiest, but if you want to play it safe, you can take out the 2 gladiators by using the same approach from the first room I showed you, but that's not completely necessary. And only 1 more nemesis left, which now spawns in the center room. In this next room, you can get easily overwhelmed if you don't take care of the minions really fast. So use all of the knockback you have and get the minions to fly off of the edge into the spike pit. This will kill them in 1 shot. Once the nemesis appears, you can use the same approach on him as you did with the minions. Fatality. And finally, the door to the main boss is unlocked. And that main boss, if you didn't know already, is Shadow Destroyer, which was handpicked from Dr. Destroyer apparently to do some bad things. This is probably the hardest boss in Champions Online yet, so make sure everyone knows the fight before you go into the room. He has 3 main phases, and in the first phase, it's just tank and spank, but you have to watch out because his AoEs can hit for about 5,000 or more. In the second phase, he forms a force field around himself and opens a rift. Out of the rift come a bunch of gladiators 1 by 1. Kill them fast because they can easily overwhelm you, and you don't want that to happen. After that, he goes back to the first phase. After a short beatdown, he'll run back to the stairs and start teleporting everybody to another dimension, starting his 3rd phase. Before this happens, you want everyone but the tank to back away a few feet. In phase 3, there are 4 towers on the corners of the rooms. In these towers are red orbs. If one of the red orbs are to get close to Shadow Destroyer, it'll heal him for massive amounts of health. So you have to make sure to destroy these orbs as fast as possible. The orbs can't be damaged while they're in the towers, but once they get closer to Shadow Destroyer, they can. Although he can be damaged during this phase, your safest plan is to have the DPS not even bother targeting Shadow Destroyer and just focus on destroying the orbs. If you don't play it right, these orbs can easily heal him back up to maximum health, completely restarting the fight. After phase 3, the phases are repeated in the same sequence until he's finished off. If you have someone that's completely spec'd out to be a tank, if you see yourself being targeted, make sure you block until the aggro is lifted off of you, or you could be killed in 1 shot. There you have it. That's the new lair in Champions Online, Nemesis Confrontation. Shadow Destroyer ended up dropping a really nice upgrade to my primary offensive slot, so I was happy with this 2nd run. Thank you for sticking through to the end of COglorbix episode 9, and I hope you learned some tips on completing this new lair. I highly applaud Cryptic for how fast they've been dishing out new content into this game, and I really don't care if they've been working on Star Trek during the weekends, as long as they keep up the pace they're at now. This lair is incredibly fun, and I can't wait to finish up this video so I can run it again. And you can reach me in-game at Doodle5257, and until next time, heroes, goodbye. This episode of COglorbix was brought to you by the Classy Mustache. What would Champions Online be without him?